refineries and closer to the freeway right there.
Yeah, 610 loop, and that's a lot of heavily traveled area there.
Yeah. So right now we don't really know what's in this warehouse. We've been looking on the map. There are several other businesses in that area, but we want to speculate about exactly which building it is. But we do know that it's a warehouse fire, and according to Houston Fire Department, there are no injuries there, and it's a one alarm fire. Just as we're approaching rush hour right now, I'm sure a lot of rubbernecking going there on 225, if that's in the background. It could be the loop right there from this angle. And there's another angle from another TransStar camera. So I don't know that I can see any water being sprayed on it at this point. It's hard to tell from this angle. But if the smoke is that black and thick, it's not really under control. We don't see any flames, but look at that thick black smoke. I'm sure it can be seen from miles away as we try to figure out just what business this is right now. All right, if you're just joining us, we're covering this warehouse fire at Kellogg in Manchester inside the East Loop. This is near 225. The call came in around 3:04, we understand. We've got another crew en route. Here's another angle. The refineries are off in the background, but this is not a refinery. This is a warehouse in East Houston, just inside the loop near 225. A lot of people can see this fire because no doubt it's so thick and so black it could be seen for miles. I can safely assume that in this part of East Houston.
Yeah, as you said, Ron, it's hard to tell here if they're even fighting the fire at this time, if there's any water on it, because it's so thick. And this is a heavily traveled area. You see the cars there, and we are approaching rush hour, the 610, 225 inner loop there. That is a heavily traveled area. You know, a lot of people working at the refineries and industry there. They're likely leaving work soon. So we know that this is not involving industry. It is a business. We don't know exactly what business right now, but people will be leaving work and traveling through that area. And you can see it is pretty close to that highway.
Mm-hmm. And the good news that we have right now is that there are no reports of any injuries, but this is kind of early on. It's hard to know for any kind of certainty if that's going to be the case as the minutes and hours unfold here this
right
afternoon.
Now, yeah, what we know is, HFD is just saying one alarm fire, Kellogg in Manchester, and you can see that thick black smoke. I mean, that is just right there, just huge. Whatever is on fire, obviously it looks like it's pretty widespread there at that scene, just massive. And as soon as we find out what business, who's impacted, and whether anyone was there on the ground, we'll let you know. But thankfully right now we're hearing no injuries.
Yeah, and you have to wonder what's fueling this fire too.
Yeah.
If it's a warehouse, what's being stored in this warehouse?
Exactly.
Is it chemicals? Is it paint?
We rubber.
We don't know, but thick black smoke there coming from East Houston.
Okay, if we can take a look now, we have meteorologist Chris Ramirez is joining us now here in the newsroom. He's got a view of the radar now where I understand, Chris, we can see the smoke there?
Yes, we can. If you take a look at the current radar, you're seeing a little bit of a plume just to the east of the 610 corridor, out in portions of just to the east of downtown. So you're able to actually see that plume out on radar. And one thing to note is that we've been dealing with some breezy conditions for today. Wind speeds have gusted up to 20 miles an hour in some locations, and so we're looking at those southerly winds, a bit breezy, so that could play a factor on the potential of what could be taking place across that area. But as we take a look at the currents right now, 92 degrees, it feels like 103 degrees out there, so all of our first responders who are probably having to go to this situation are going to be dealing with those 103 degree feels like temperatures, as winds right now are sustained at 13 miles an hour. And so as we take a look at our current wind speeds across town, we see some calm conditions out in Baytown, but Houston, 12 to 15 miles an hour, a bit more breezy course, portions of Galveston are looking more of those windier conditions. And so this is one of those breezy days that we've seen in quite some time. I think yesterday was breezy. We had those winds gusting up to 20, and today as well, as we take a look at that situation. So as we take a look at the next few hours, winds are still going to gust between 19 and 20 miles an hour out of the south, and that's going to be the case at least for the rest of our evening, as that could potentially play a factor in those temps still remaining pretty warm out there. We have lots of sunshine going on, as well as those hot and humid conditions. And like I said before, we're actually able to get a little bit of a signature out on radar with this particular situation happening across portions of East Houston. And so that's what we're looking at as of now. Wind speed's a factor, but also the heat is it's feeling much like summer here across southeast Texas in the Houston area.
Yeah, Chris, we were seeing the shot from Air 11. We can see some flames there too. So which direction is the wind taking the smoke right now?
Yes, so we're looking at the wind taking the smoke towards the north. So as we take a look at the radar where this signature is headed, so anywhere along I-10, Market Street Road, probably seeing more of the effects of this smoke plume. Of course, Highway 90 in the 610 area is where we're seeing more of that, a little bit of a signature heading into that direction. And so something to really keep an eye on if you are downwind from this. And we are seeing those southerly winds take that smoke up to the north. So portions of East Houston, north, I believe, of Magnolia Park, maybe across portions of East Houston, West Little York Road, might see more of this smoke heading their way here pretty shortly.
Yeah, well, there's plenty of neighborhoods in that part of town, as we know, but it looks like maybe is the wind also lifting it up further into the atmosphere?
I think for the most part, that's hard to say, but I know where the most concentrated smoke is where we're seeing that signature. So Wallaceville Road, Highway 90 and 610, I-10, just to the west of Jacinto City. And so that's what we're looking at right now, as you see that area right there, just not too far from the Houston Ship Channel.
Yeah, the Houston Ship Channel, Wallaceville, San Jacinto City, West Little York, all areas that we're very familiar with. And like you said, Ron, lots of folks living out there, working out there, and for sure going to be commuting along those highways if they aren't already. We know a lot of people working in industries in that area typically get out of work around the 3-4 o'clock hour.
Yeah, it's a busy time right now. So if you're just joining us, we got this one alarm fire at a warehouse, Kellogg and Manchester, and it doesn't seem to be letting down right now.
No, we saw a shot there of Air 11 over the scene, and you could see the smoke. This shot right here from a camera there, a little further away, but you could see the thick black smoke there at a business. Okay, Air 11, look at that. You could see the flames there at the building.
Yeah, and it looks like they are spraying some water.
Yeah,
on it.
Yeah, you can see the scale of it though compared to the smoke
massive.
And the fire. It's
just
huge.
A massive plume going over the bayou right there, extending northward, as Chris was telling us.
Yeah, you can definitely see the direction of the smoke moving there over the waterway, and of course it was so close there to the highway.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure out what warehouse this is, what's being stored in this warehouse. We don't know if it's chemicals or paint or what, but we can zoom in on those flames. Look at those flames.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kellogg and Manchester at 610 there.
It looks like this building, I mean, just in the past few minutes is going from being engulfed to being destroyed.
Yeah, you can see too the water there, but it's hard to tell how much water they have on it because it's just so massive. You can see the flames just covering the entire site there, it appears. And the smoke just continues to billow from it.
I mean, just from this angle alone. And then you can see the houses very close to a neighborhood back there.
Yeah, it appears to be a subdivision right there. And you see some of the vehicles, Ron, right behind that smoke. It appears there are people leaving that area.
Well,
it appears.
If you've ever been,
I would be leaving.
Well, yes, if you've ever been near a fire this close, it's got to be frightening. It's got to be frightening. It looks like there is maybe a field between this warehouse and that neighborhood, so so that's a bit of a buffer there. But they've got to get this thing under control for the safety of those who live nearby and work nearby. And as far as we know, no injuries. They're spraying also some water on. Are those tanks that are near the warehouse?
There's a ladder truck right over that, and then there are some ground trucks as well near the flames on the ground. Okay,
we're still trying to figure out what is burning, but the good news so far is no injuries right now. We said it was a one alarm fire. Does that look like a one alarm fire to you? I'm not sure.
Oh, well,
But-
we're waiting to hear updates from Houston Fire, but that's what.
it looks massive from this
Yeah.
angle, from Air 11. And we've
Yeah.
got more crews heading to the scene to find out exactly what's
Look at
burning.
that. There's a close look at the ground.
Yeah, and those seem to be some drums. Oh, those look like tires. that are on
Yes, it
fire
does
right there.
appear that there are tires there
There's
on the
some
ground.
tires.
But we're uncertain what else may be inside there. If those
Yeah,
are just
and I-
tires on the outside,
And
or
I don't know what
was
that is.
contained
What's
there.
that to the left that they're spraying water on? I don't know what that is. They might be containing some chemicals or something.
Yeah, at this
But-
point, it's to contain it and make sure it's not spreading anymore.
Yeah, because that could be further fuel for this thing. So if you're just joining us, we're above this fire, a warehouse fire in East Houston. This is just inside the loop near 225, Kellogg and Manchester. It also is, it's close to the ship channel and very, very close to a neighborhood.
Yeah, you can see the homes there right behind it. There is a tree line, but not that much of a buffer.
Yeah.
You know, if you do live in that area and you're watching this right now, it might not be a bad idea to get out of there. We have not
No.
heard anything from officials on any kind of orders or anything like that, but
Well,
if
right
you're
now,
there, it's
It appears to be just confined to the
Yes.
warehouse
Yeah.
and whatever has been stored outside the warehouse as well.
yeah, if you're in that area and you see anything, and you're able to safely send us any videos or tell us what you're seeing safely, again, please send those in to us at newstips@khou.com. We'd love to hear from you and give us a perspective from the ground of what you're seeing or hearing or smelling, or if you can let us know what may be in that area. We'd love to hear from you in that neighborhood. We know this has got to be frightening. It's just so close to those homes.
So if they make some progress here, is this again at the area of Kellogg and Manchester?
Not far from the 610. We know there are folks who will be traveling there. Houston Fire Department saying this is still a one alarm fire. We know that right now, and they are describing it now, Houston Fire, this just in, describing it as a trash fire.
Okay.
So we do know that. That's the update. That's the latest information that we have coming into our newsroom. But you can see that, wow, what a massive trash fire there.
And that's the fuel right there, is the trash. The
Yeah.
trash is the fuel for this thick black smoke and the flames down below. But it's still a one alarm fire.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Houston Fire Department just confirming that. Still one alarm. Trash fire there burning on the ground. They are trying to contain it at this time. You can see them working there, ladder trucks. There are trucks on the ground as well. Here at just coming up on 3:30 there at Kellogg and Manchester. A business that appears there near the 610, the 225, a heavily commuted area. You see there in the map, right there inside the loop this afternoon.
Southeast area of town. And I believe the call came in like at 3:04 this afternoon.
Yeah, so not that long ago.
Yeah. As we zoom out, it gives you a little bit more perspective of just what kind of space we're talking about here. That's on fire.
Yeah, Chris Ramirez showing us a short time ago that you could see it on the radar. It appears the wind direction, 13 miles per hour, moving the flames and the smoke in the north direction. So that's what we're looking at there now.
As you can see, the ladder truck spraying the other area of trash that they hope doesn't catch on fire to prevent it from spreading.
And look here, you can see the line of trees between the fire there and what appears to be a subdivision. So that gives you a clearer look at the separation there from the homes and where that fire is.
Yeah, so they're attacking it from that side.
PIO for HFD. He is on speaker. You can talk to the speaker.
Yeah, but just look how thick and black that is, and so thick and black that you could see it. That you could see it from the radar.
Okay, we have Raul Reyes here with the Houston Fire Department. He's a public information officer. Raul, can you hear us?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you give us the latest there? Can you tell us what business that is that you all are working to extinguish the flames there at Kellogg and Manchester?
So I can say the address is actually 700 Kellogg. This is the warehouse. the structure on fire, the stuff on fire is actually a large trash fire behind the warehouse. So there's no structure actually on fire. It's just a large trash fire behind the warehouse. We have HFD crews out there. We're having a little bit of trouble, difficulty getting to the fire, but there's no immediate danger at this time. We have no reports of any injuries or fatalities out there. Again, just at this time, it's just a large trash fire. I can't tell you the contents of the trash fire. So I've limited information. I'm not actually out there right now.
Okay, any idea what may have ignited this?
No, ma'am, not at this time.
Are there people working there at that site?
There's people working in the warehouse, but that's not to say that they have anything to do with the fire.
Was there an evacuation there? Were there people working in there at the time? Has everyone gotten out?
I couldn't tell you that right now, ma'am. Again, I'm not out there right now.
Okay, are there other agencies in that area responding to this?
No, ma'am. Houston Fire.
Okay, what about some of the homes, residences in that area? We see there's a tree line, but there's not much separating folks who live in that area from that fire.
Again, I'm not out there. I couldn't tell you that. That's going to be a question for the incident commander.
Okay, what should people know if they live in that area and they're looking outside right now at this thick black smoke that we're seeing on our screen?
I would just have to be safe, to be cognizant that it's out there. Just understand that HFD crews are out there. There's not, as far as I know, there's not a shelter in place put out yet. So until that is, there's no, as far as I know, there's no immediate danger.
Okay, any concern about air quality at this point?
There will be because the smoke's out there. But again, to the level of severity of the air quality, I couldn't tell you.
Okay, thank you so much. Is there anything else you'd like to add at this time?
No, ma'am.
When can we expect another update from you?
As soon as I can. I'm headed out there now. My understanding is Chief Munoz is also heading out there. We're going to coordinate with the incident commander to get more details, and then we'll be able to give an updated report.
Great. Look forward to hearing from you then. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so that's the latest from the fire department. Still a lot of information that we don't have right now. But we were hearing that this is a trash fire, and the warehouse is not on fire apparently, although it's hard to tell what's on fire from this angle. Let's go back to Chris Ramirez and let us know how the wind is affecting all this, Chris.
Yeah, so we're seeing a pretty breezy day today here across the Houston area. We're seeing those winds up to 15 miles an hour sustained, but then those gusts up to possibly 20, 25 miles an hour in some locations. But the interesting thing here is that we're actually able to see this plume on a radar, as you see right here, this little signature that you see moving up to the north towards Jacinto City. That's where we're seeing more of the thicker smoke moving in across 610 and the Highway 90 area, even near Wallace Road. So if you are upwind or downwind from this location, just keep an eye on the air quality levels, especially out in your area, especially if you are along Clayton Drive. Of course, you have Magnolia Park, you have the Houston Ship Channel, Galena Park is off towards the east. You have I-10, 610, and it's looking like the smoke is heading up towards the north, and I wouldn't imagine that we probably could see more of that smoke moving across portions of East Houston near Beaumont Place and Highway 90. So as we take a look closer at what we're looking at in terms of the particular roadways. So if you are along maybe McCarty Street, Market Street Road, Wallaceville Road, I think those are the main roads that are seeing more of the intense smoke, even though most of that smoke is being lifted up into the atmosphere. But we're seeing more of those conditions because of the wind speeds. The wind speeds are moving out of the south. We have a breezy day here across the Houston area today. And as we take a look at where those winds are moving in here across as they make their way in from the Gulf, it's definitely bringing a lot of Gulf moisture. But we're also looking at these southerly winds that are just kind of making it in from the south towards the north as it moves into the Houston area and then off towards maybe Grand Parkway, even along the Highway 69 area. But those winds right now, we're seeing those winds up sustained at around 12 to 15 miles an hour. Gusts have been occurring at around 20 miles an hour, and that's expected to last at least for the next 2 to 3 hours until we head into the evening hours. So the wind not really doing a great job at making this easier for our first responders who are responding to this, but we're seeing those gusts up to 22, 23 miles an hour, and that's going to be the case at least as we head into the 5 to 7 p.m. hours. No telling how long it's going to take to put this situation out. But also, as we take a look at the current conditions in terms of temperatures, we are seeing those temps in the 90s. It is a typical summer day here across the Houston area, and we're seeing those temps in the feels like temps ranging between 104 to 105 degrees as we look at the situation right now. 92 right now, dew points pretty elevated, feeling like 103, but those winds out of the south, 13 miles an hour, and it could very well take some of that smoke as it moves its way in towards our northeastern side of town. As you see right here on radar once again along the Houston Ship Channel, you have Griggs Road. So as you see that plume where that fire is happening, I think we're seeing more of those signature of that smoke in the atmosphere up near Wallaceville Road and Highway 90 and the 610 area. And so that's what we're looking at now. I think portions of East Houston might see some of this haze probably moving into their location here pretty shortly. Ron, Cheryl?
All right, Chris, I mean, that tells you something if you can actually see it on the radar.
Yeah.
All right, we'll check back with you about the winds, and of course the heat is something the firefighters are going to have to contend with too, not just the fire, the heat out there with the outfits that they have to wear.
All right, adding to our team coverage now, we want to go to Marcelino Benito here in the newsroom. He has a closer look here at the map here in that area that we're talking about that shows the neighborhood as well as the industry and the area of that trash fire that's burning right now. Marcelino, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Ron and Shirley, we wanted to give our viewers a bird's eye view of the area that we're talking about here. This fire taking place at this warehouse, 700 Kellogg Street. You see it there on the map. I want to zoom in here a little bit. This is the property that we're talking about. I'm going to highlight a few things for you here to give you a better idea, give you a lay of the land here. This is the actual warehouse right here, the actual structure. We just heard from Houston Fire that the structure is actually not burning at the moment, but that's not the problem here. That's not the concern. Let's show you the area, at least on the map, of what is burning at this hour. They said it's a trash fire behind the property. You can see from a Google Earth image of what was there when this image was taken. This is debris and trash behind this warehouse. Right here, it's hard to see on this map, but if you zoom in a little bit, let me do this for you and see if we can zoom in a little bit. All this black right here, those are mountains of tires. So just imagine that. Lots of fuel for this fire to continue burning. Although HPD making it clear they're not sure exactly what is in the warehouse or what exactly the substances that are burning in this trash fire. Let's talk about another concern. HFD saying there's no immediate danger to the public. That is good news. We see the aerial footage of that smoke lifting up, not really going into the neighborhood at this point. But if you take a close look here at this map, look, this is where it's burning. This is the area behind the warehouse, and look, just behind this tree line is a neighborhood. These are all homes. You've seen them on Air 11 footage. So it's not too far from where this fire is burning through this tree line to this neighborhood. Again, HFD saying at this point that's not something they're concerned about. They're fighting this fire, trying to get it under control. But if you're in this neighborhood, if you're watching us in your living room, in your home here on Coral Street, Evergreen, Satsuma here, let's see what street this is here, Satsuma, Erith, any of this neighborhood to the east of this warehouse fire, you're probably concerned as you're seeing this high plume of smoke probably outside your window. Good news is you see those in the aerial pictures. It's not going towards the neighborhood. That tree line you see here, just that really helps a lot, guys. Thank you for that in the control booth. Those Air 11 pictures, that tree line you see there just south, just under that plume of smoke, this is that area that we're talking about here, right here. That's that tree line that you're seeing, and these homes that you see here are those that you see right on the bottom of that Air 11 footage. So hopefully this gives our viewers a better idea of what exactly is burning, what this area looked like at the time that this aerial photo was taken off of Google Earth, and just a lay of the land as firefighters try to continue to get this thing under control. Guys.
Yeah, well, Marcelino, the firefighter we had on the phone, the spokesperson, did say that they were having some difficulty getting access to the fire. And,
yeah.
and if you got a line of trees there, I mean, how do you attack it from that angle, I guess, is the question. Maybe you get right up there on the street and just spray as far as you can into the tree line. But if I lived in that neighborhood, that's too close for comfort.
Yeah, I'd be gone.
To say the very least. Live pictures from Air 11 now.
Yeah, clearly they've got to be smelling that, you know, if not just seeing that. And depending, as Chris said, the direction that the smoke is blowing and all those things considered, it appears it's a scary situation, even though they are there fighting the fire. We do have some viewer video to show you right there on the right of the screen.
Yeah, right
that
there on
someone
the
sent
right.
sent in to us of the smoke there from the fire.
Obviously miles away. That looks like it's could that be downtown?
Yeah,
Some
it's
pictures
from an
downtown?
office building
Yeah.
from downtown that you could see just from the distance. You can see the smoke there. As you said, it's in Southeast Houston. So this video or the photo there is taken from a downtown office building looking southeast there into the inner loop, and you can just see it there, the smoke heading north.
Well, I mean, just my memory of if they're saying it's tires, that tracks
Yeah,
with my
right.
memory, because that will
Yeah.
give you thick black
It
smoke
will,
like that.
oh, and just such an awful smell too. I'm sorry. It just, yeah. If you've been around one of those, you know, covered some of those, and yeah, it's just an awful, awful smell. Definitely will get your attention. If you look at those neighborhoods too, and it's one thing to see it on the map, as Marcelino was saying, Coral Drive and those areas near there, but to see it there on the television and see the separation between the trees and those homes, and just hearing the public information officer, Raul Reyes, talk about the tree line and how it's difficult to get to that fire, and the challenges they're having just accessing it. Okay, we are taking a picture here now from our chopper and the gallery area. You can see Williams Tower there.
Yeah, that's just,
on the left.
That's just from our
Yeah.
roof there.
So this
it
is
can be
where we
seen.
are now, and you could see it here, even further away from downtown. So the smoke is just really traveling.
Yeah, firefighters, from what the spokesperson was telling us, having some difficulty getting the best access to this fire that they would want to attack it from. Again, if you're just joining us, this is a warehouse. Apparently the warehouse is not on fire. This is the trash next to
yeah.
the warehouse that's on fire. This is in the 700 block of Kellogg near Manchester. This is just inside the loop near 225, near the ship channel. So, I mean, that view on the left from our building here, Westheimer and Chimney Rock, that's
Considerable
from
distance
far
away.
is the ship channel. You can see this fire.
Yeah, again, no immediate danger there to the public, no injuries reported thus far. They're saying right now there's no issue with air quality. Just as a precaution though, if you live in that area and you feel like you might want to leave, go ahead and do that. Again, Houston Fire right now, we're told, is the only agency working to extinguish the flames there. A massive fire, still one alarm, as we're told. Trash fire there, and as Marcelino pointed out as well, you could see the trash piles there behind that structure, and there are some tires there, but again, we don't know if that's on fire or what's caught fire besides the trash or what has ignited it. We
Yeah.
don't, it's too soon to know the answers to all of those questions.
Well, I mean, we did see earlier when we were a little bit closer, we did see the tires out there, but we also
did.
saw that trash that looked like it was maybe white or gray containers. Maybe there's
Yes.
tires in those containers. It was hard to tell from our angle, but firefighters were dousing that trash with water as well.
So you've got, oh, they were going to single shot there of the thick black smoke. And this is a live photo here, folks, a live video for you. This appears like it has not gotten better from when we brought it to you just 40, 50 minutes ago. This is still thick black smoke, and you can see the flames underneath there. And you can see the winds carrying it north. As Chris mentioned, 13 miles per hour. Thankfully, it's not windier out there today. But Ron, you're pointing out
there's a fence. It looks like there's a fence between
Okay.
the trash and the trees.
Yes, I see that. Yeah, it looks like there's some sort of vinyl or
I don't know.
yeah.
It could be wooden. It's hard to tell from
And look,
here.
you can see the fire trucks right on the other side, and there's a ladder truck there. So they are working to put this thing out. The ladder trucks, ground trucks, they're doing what they can. Not sure how many they have out there, but we do know that Raul Reyes with Houston Fire told us that Chief Munoz is on the way out there, and he is out on his way there as well to give us more information. So we do expect within the next 15, 30 minutes to learn a little bit more about what is happening out there, and possibly what will happen in the next 30 minutes or 45 minutes if any other agencies are being called in to help out.
Okay, if you're just joining us, we're talking about a one-alarm fire that has been contended with by firefighters since about over half an hour now, maybe 45 minutes now. They've been trying to get this thing under control. It's a trash fire right behind a warehouse in East Houston. This is in the 700 block of Kellogg, inside the loop, near 225, near the ship channel. The firefighter spokesperson telling us that the public is not in danger right now, but as you see from Air 11, there's a line of trees between that fire and a neighborhood, and firefighters are dousing with water some of the other trash that hasn't caught fire yet. We understand there's some tires in there. We don't know if there's other types of trash there, but the thick black plume of smoke that can be seen for miles all around the Houston area.
Yeah, no injuries, no reports of evacuations, and nothing to do with air quality at this time. We're told none of those are an issue right now. The only thing of issue that we're told from Houston Fire is the challenges that they're facing in accessing the location where this fire is, which, by the way, is a trash pile behind the structure there at 700 Kellogg near Manchester, right inside the loop, southeast Houston. And as Ron said, you can see the thick black smoke 4 miles. We showed you right there at Williams Tower in the Galleria area. You couldn't even see it from there. Some viewers sending us photos from downtown, from their office building windows. So folks are noticing this, and no doubt it is coming up on the hour, commuting hour, rush hour traffic. A lot of folks are going to be taking the 610 home. So it's quite a scene there. You see homes in the area there on your upper right screen. There are folks living there. There's a line of trees, a fence, as Ron pointed out, between those homes in that subdivision and the fire. But we're told at this point there's not really an immediate concern for folks who live in that area.
But it's always alarming if you're a Houstonian and you're driving around town and you see a thick black plume of smoke coming from the ship channel area, and it's not the refineries.
It is not.
It's not the refineries, but it is near the ship channel, and it's a fire, a trash fire, near a warehouse and near a neighborhood. They're trying to get some more information from the Houston Fire Department, and the spokesperson that we spoke with earlier was on his way out there.
Yeah, we have video here you can see from Air 11, as well as, you know, we've been getting in some viewer video and some video there from cameras in the area of this thick black smoke, which continues. It's a billow from that area on Kellogg in Manchester. There's 2 different shots from there on your screen. You can see from miles away, as well from right on top of that, where the fire continues to burn. 1 alarm, we're told, trash fire, not the structure itself, but a trash fire behind the structure there at 700 Kellogg and Manchester at 610 Southeast Houston, inside the loop, where another shot showed us you can see traffic just moving along there. You see the homes right there in that area, not far from industry. This does not involve an industry corporation, but it is in that area, and as Ron said, it's near the ship channel, an area of big concern.
Yeah, and the photos on the right are from a viewer that sent that in to us, appearing to be from the downtown area. Here's a look at the map right now as we zoom into Kellogg Street and Manchester right there. Very near 225, just inside the loop, the East Loop and Manchester. On that map you can see the homes nearby and the various businesses as well. And so we lost the map.
Well, then we
but
lost
anyway,
that map.
We'll get back to
okay,
it
there's
later.
a closer look at the fire, and then we just saw, well, chopper moved over, but we could see the homes there. There we go. Right below the tree line.
So we got a couple of ladder trucks on this side.
Yeah, and then there was one also on the other side of the screen, but you just can't see it because the smoke is that thick. You can't see through it.
And you see all the other emergency
There are a lot of
vehicles.
hazmat units as well there on the scene. And they're surrounding on the other side, but it's just hard to see. Every once in a while you can get a sneak peek or a glance of some of the trucks on the opposite side. It's just hard because the smoke is covering them.
So we zoomed into some of those firefighters on those
Okay, look at the
ladders.
trash there.
Yeah, and I can't make out what that
No,
trash
you
is
can't.
exactly, but
No.
they're attacking it from there as well.
Yeah.
And your heart has to go out to the firefighters because we heard from Chris Ramirez about the heat.
Yeah, feels
And the
like
heat-
103.
The heat index today it's horrible.
Yeah. Okay, let's check in with Chris Ramirez right now, if he can give us an update. Chris, you mentioned the winds were moving north at 13 miles per hour, and then that heat as well. Give us some insight on, is there any kind of improvement?
Well, we're still seeing those breezy conditions. You were talking about heat index, and this is how hot it feels like outside when you factor in all the humidity as well as those temperatures that are in the 90s. But the most important thing that we're really showing is that the fact that this fire is, and the smoke plume is so massive that it's actually showing up on weather radar, as you see right here, just near southeast of downtown. That's near Harrisburg Street. I believe if you see that plume, that little signature that you're seeing moving in from towards the north with these southerly winds, it's really bringing that plume right over I-10, Highway 90, Wallaceville Road. So if you are along Canal Street or maybe the Denver Harbor area, you're probably going to see some impacts from this plume that's making its way in from the north. Of course, I believe Ron and Cheryl said that we didn't know exactly what is burning, but just kind of give you a sense of where this is headed in areas that are north of that area, especially if you are maybe along in portions of East Houston, North Wayside Road, Lay Road, Tidwell, John Ralston, just south of the Sam Houston Tollway. You might see some of the effects of this plume that might be heading into your direction, but even though that the plume is taking that smoke into the upper levels of the atmosphere. But as we take a look at the wind speeds, winds are pretty breezy out there. We're seeing winds right now sustained at 20 miles an hour here in Houston. Definitely breezy along the coast, but those southerly winds possibly a factor. We're seeing gusts up to 25 miles an hour in the city of Houston, especially towards the east side of town. And so a pretty breezy day here across southeast Texas, and not really the good thing for any fire that could be possibly burning like we're seeing right now. But as we take a look at the wind forecast for the next few hours, we're going to continue to see those gusts up to 22 to 23 miles an hour, sustained at around 10 to 13 miles an hour. So I think we're going to still continue to see these breezy conditions to last, even if we do head into the late evening hours and into the overnight hours. So the breezy conditions pretty much here to stay and not expected to let up anytime soon. Ron, Cheryl.
So I mean, obviously, the breezier it is, the more the fire can spread.
Yeah.
I mean, it helps with the smoke, obviously, but
Harder to fight.
But it's harder to fight.
Yeah.
It's harder to fight.
Yeah, even more challenging for the fire crews there on the ground. Yeah.
And so there's the trash there on the left.
There it is. We're getting a closer look.
Yeah. Let me see if I can
Yeah.
make out
We
what
keep
exactly
trying to
that
see.
is. It looks like.
It's hard to see exactly. It just looks like containers.
Now,
Yeah.
there, we did hear that there were tires out there. Maybe there's.
On this side of the fence. Oh, there is a ground shot on the left of the screen there. You can see the smoke.
Yeah, that from that shot
Yeah.
looks like pure apocalypse on that side. From
Yeah,
that shot,
yeah.
because we're so close to it there.
Okay,
But
yeah.
as you can see, they're dousing with water whatever trash, and I can't make out exactly what that is, but we do have tires that were on fire, and you can see the flames that are still pretty angry there on the right.
Yeah. And you can see the on the left side as well, where we see the close-up. You can see the fire vehicles, emergency response vehicles there on the side, as well as you can see crews starting to gather. So we are expecting to get an update from fire officials here shortly. Chief Munoz there on the ground.
They probably still have a lot of questions as well, but
Oh, yeah.
it appears that we're coming up like in about an hour
Yeah.
of them fighting this fire there in East Houston.
Yeah, shortly after 3 o'clock, I understand, is when they got the call here about this one alarm fire at 700 Kellogg and Manchester. Again, a trash fire behind a structure there that has been burning for nearly an hour.
We don't know what sparked it. I mean, all it takes is one little spark, and if you got that much fuel and you're talking about tires, that can spread pretty quickly.
No injuries, but what a mess. Okay, we have Anieli Ruiz, who has arrived there near the scene. Let's go to her live and see what she can tell us from there on the ground. Anieli, where are things from where you're standing?
Well, guys, I'm actually not far. I'm on Lawndale. This is near 75th Street. Broadway is actually just down the road. We're asking people, or at least officials are asking people, if you're in the area, try to avoid it. Don't be out here. As you can see, still a very working fire, an active fire. I see the fire chief is here on scene on the phone making some calls. But guys, when I was driving here from the Galleria area, I could see the black smoke from the Galleria area. As we were driving closer, obviously that smoke was thicker and it has not stopped since, and this is 30 minutes ago at least. Again, a very active scene out here. Officials are asking people, if you're in the area, try to avoid it. I want to see if my photographer can pan just so you can show how bad traffic is out here. The line is just wrapped around the corner, making it hard and very difficult for fire officials to even make it out here. We do know that there are several, businesses and neighborhoods in the area. But again, if you're not in the area and if you are just trying to come take a look, please avoid it because fire officials are trying to make it out here. We were on the intersection over there as a fire truck was trying to make it through, and other emergency personnel, and they could not because people were just stopping, getting video. Again, please avoid this area if you're out here. We're hoping to get more information from officials. Like I said, I do see the fire chief here on site right now. He seems to be speaking to other fire officials. Hopefully, they'll be able to provide us with some basic details here as soon as we can. But of course, we're going to continue to follow this. We'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Yeah, and in Yale, we don't want people showing up just to take pictures, but you have to realize this is rush hour, and a lot of people are just trying to get home, and that adds to the issue with traffic as firefighters are trying to get there.
Yeah, not only that, those folks living near there.
Yeah.
You know.
All right, thank you so much, Anieli. She's going to try to get some more information for us on this fire. This fire right behind a warehouse in East Houston. There's a view from Air 11. Firefighters trying to attack it.
Yeah.
They've been doing that for about an hour now. This is near a neighborhood. There's a line of trees behind that warehouse and behind that fire. So we're talking about the 700 block of Kellogg where that warehouse is. Give you a better idea, this is inside the East Loop, near 225. Near the Houston Ship Channel. So maybe if you're just getting home right now, you saw the fire, you probably thought it was a refinery fire.
It's
It is not.
No.
It is not a refinery fire.
All right, speaking of traffic and rush hour, I understand Junior Caruso is joining us now. He's got a check of the traffic on the East Loop. Junior, what are you seeing out there right now?
Well, right now, mostly seeing a slowdown on those southbound lanes, which you can see to the right. There's a little bit more congestion. The drivers on the left are going pretty quickly, but those drivers going southbound, I got to assume they're looking over at the smoke, which is causing them to go about 10 miles per hour slower than the posted speed limit. So right now we got congestion from I-10. Getting through the area is about a 2 to 3 minute delay from there. The other area I'm seeing a slowdown on is inbound on the Gulf Freeway heading towards the South Loop. You could see the smoke from there. That's also slowing drivers down. Plus, there's a wreck there as well. So just be cautious in this whole area. Most roadways, including side roads, are moving very slow as well. So wherever you're heading on the east side there, you're definitely going to experience a slowdown. So give yourself extra time or just avoid the area altogether.
Yeah, not a bad idea. Avoid that area altogether.
Yeah, just look at that shot from TransStar. Yeah, if you didn't know any better, you'd think that was a refinery, but it is not. Again, this is near the Ship Channel. It is a trash fire.
Trash fire near a structure, no injuries, a one-alarm fire that started shortly after 3 o'clock is when Houston Fire got that call. They have been working diligently to get that fire contained and under control since then. Again, there's a neighborhood just behind the tree line there. We are told there's no immediate threat to the public. There have not been any calls for evacuations or anything like that. No injuries as of this point. They are just working to get that fire under control, which they're telling us is a challenge because they're having issues trying to access that area.
Yeah, this is probably going to take a bit longer to put this thing under control. And adding to the issue right now is the fact that it is so windy. We heard from Chris Ramirez talking about the breezy conditions out there probably initially helped spread this fire, this trash fire.
And it's not helping now to help extinguish that. And it's just, for those firefighters out there, it's just hot.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I guess maybe the good news from the wind is that it's dispersing the smoke, keeping it away from people, and that plume is pretty high, as you see it going over the bayou there.
Yeah, you can see there we have the wide shot overall scene that's happening there in the southeast loop, southeast Houston.
All right, if you're just joining us, everybody, it is 4 o'clock on your Monday afternoon, and we've been tracking this fire for about an hour now. This is a fire in East Houston behind a warehouse near a neighborhood near the ship channel. This is 700 block of Kellogg near 225. No injuries reported, and that is great news. But firefighters have been attacking this thing for about an hour now. We hope and pray that they continue to stay healthy out there with this intense heat. The heat index, the feels like temperature is above 100 out there.
And you can see the wind condition there. The winds, as meteorologist Chris Ramirez told us, is moving that thick black smoke to North Houston. We saw some viewer photos and videos. You could see the smoke from downtown offices.
the street. The smoke is actually over the top of these houses, and if the wind picks up at all, that smoke comes right down on the top of these houses. If it were me inside the house, I think that I would cut off the air conditioner and I would evacuate to some neighbors, some friends away from this until things kind of settle down. You know, typically at this time of the afternoon, winds do pick up, and we'll have to keep monitoring that. But the flames then continue to be from the fire itself, but the smoke, as you can see, has settled into this wooded area that is between this recycling company and the neighborhood over here. There's a railroad track that goes into it. There's also the bayou that is real close by, so they have that as a water source if they need it. But all of the hydrants are loaded with fire department equipment right now and pumping water onto this fire. There are a lot of firefighters on the scene, as well as a lot of firefighting equipment, also ancillary equipment. Ambulances are here just in case somebody gets overcome with heat prostration. There's a lot of emergency vehicles and personnel to support the actual firefighters themselves should they get into trouble. So we'll keep monitoring this and bring you any changes. Reporting live from Sky, Don Armstrong, ABC 13 Eyewitness News. Thank you. 4 minutes, you got it. Okay. Well, the things have changed a bit. I will tell you that the fire seems to have shifted on the ground because all of this was on fire at one time, and you are beginning to see just some black debris that's left over from the fire, so it has moved back toward that wooded area behind this facility here. It is also spread up into this other area that it appears as though this is mainly discarded insulation from a petrochemical plant, perhaps. Not quite sure about that. The other thing is that I did want to point out that there is a fence line here in the front. As you can see that line there. There's also another fence in the back. And Jason was mentioning we didn't want to call out the name of the company that's up here in front because we don't know whether this is their property behind this other fence. The other concern is the runoff from all of the water that is being put on this. You know, with the Brays Bayou nearby, Houston Ship Channel, that is being fed by Brays Bayou. We're not sure where all of the runoff from this fire is going, but let's remember that this is basically a petrochemical fire in the form of tires. So we don't know what's happening with that. TCEQ, I understand, is on the scene. They're monitoring that, but that water that's being put on the fire has got to go somewhere. So we're really concerned about where it's going. We don't want it to get in the Houston Ship Channel and ultimately into Galveston Bay. As far as the smoke is concerned, it has calmed down a bit. No false sense of satisfaction here because there's still a lot of it here. But I will tell you that right now the wind is such that it's not blowing across these houses up here on the north side of Coral Street. That's the street where you see that white pickup truck coming down here. That is blocked off. There's some pumper trucks here standing by. They don't want that fire to get over into these houses, and they are on standby here and ready to go should they need it. But thank goodness they have not needed it so far. It has not jumped that fence line or into that wooded area. And that wooded area, by the way, is nice and green, so there's a lot of moisture in all of that from all the recent rains that we have had. So that is good news. It could be a lot worse if that were dry tinder where we haven't had rain in several months. That's not the case. Clearly, it looks really good, and we're hoping that that's going to hold that fire back over there into this property where it originated from. Reporting Lime Sky, Don Armstrong, ABC 13 Eyewitness News. Okay. Yeah, it's the Port of Houston fireboat. Yeah. There's no telling. It's a little bit too far away from the fire itself to do any good. I think that this is a safety measure, a backup, if you will, to make sure that this thing doesn't get out of hand in any way. And so they are here. There is one Houston firefighter here actually monitoring them right there. He is. And there's a divot, if you will, in the side of the bayou here that they could actually put the nose of that fireboat in. Could it be that they're maybe hooking up some sort of extra equipment to feed the firefighters up at the fire? Not sure. That'd be something that you guys would have to ask Houston Fire. But at any rate, that was something that is just developed here. They just pulled up from the bayou. As far as the fire itself is concerned, it seems to be doing a little bit better as far as extinguishing itself and burning up all of the tires. But it's going to be a long, slow process. Firefighters have once again stopped putting water on the fire. Don't know why they do this. They've even brought the actual arms of the ladder truck down. That could be they're just changing crews. Not exactly sure. Maybe they're moving the trucks themselves. That's one of those questions, again, that would have to go to Houston Fire, and they may or may not be able to answer it because the person that is directing that would be the district chief, and he is the one. They're bringing in another truck. That's what the deal is. So obviously they're bringing in more power to fight this fire. There is one of the trucks there. The other one seems to have moved. Nope, don't even, there it is right there. So they have moved it down here. So they're positioning themselves in a way that they feel that they'd be better served to fight this fire. It's going to be a long time before this fire is out. So it's just kind of sit down and just wait it out. And plus it also gives the firefighters a break because the temperatures here are incredible, and bunker gear that they're wearing, that doesn't help cool them at all. As you mentioned, they brought in a Metro bus to help give them some air conditioning when they do get a break. 100 firefighters, they're not all here at the scene right now, and so they're moving shifts in and out of the firefighting effort here on the ship channel. Back to you guys. Okay. Hello, Jason, News Desk. News 3 has re-arrived. They've made themselves, yeah, they're here. I don't know what all needs to take place on y'all's end down there to switch over signals, but I just wanted to let you know that they are here. Yep, we are. Jason? Yes, sir. Are you seeing this over here in the backyards of the houses on Coral Street? See, they're in the back. Okay, yeah, they're in the backyards of the houses here, and I think that they're just wetting down the vegetation just as a precaution. So, if you're good, then we're going to head. Okay, we're going to head back. All right.